welcome to your 15 minutes to fully restore, recover, and this is the anti-runner or biker or sitting kind of class. We're gonna work into your hamstrings, your low back, and your glutes, even your ankles and your feet enough to open you a little more. So we'll start in toe squat. Tuck your toes under behind you. It's a pretty intense pose, but we're starting from the ground up. Fan out your toes, and if it's accessible for your head and shoulders to stack over your hips, stay in that. If it's a little intense today, lean forward and put some weight in your fingers, but try to stay in toe squat position as long as you can before you take that break. We'll be here for about 60 seconds. Close your eyes and rest your hands comfortably on top of your lap. Today, choosing to be addicted to our growth over our comfort. In this week approaching, the election, different shifts in the world, any week that you actually watch this, it'll be one of the weeks where you feel like something big is coming or something's changing, because that never stops. But today, knowing that there'll always be a winner and a loser per se, there's going to be some people that are disappointed and some people that are excited. We have to hold space no matter what the world pulls us, left, right, up, down, side to side. This class is dedicated to you coming back to your foundation and grounding to know that whatever happens, you've always got you and you're okay. For the final 10 seconds, see if you can breathe your breath all the way down into your toes. Visualize your oxygen going down your nose, through your throat, into your lungs, into the bloodstream tissue cells, all the way down into the muscles of your feet. Then lean forward, wiggle your toes out if it feels good. You can pat them, sometimes people like that. Swivel onto your right butt cheek for what I call mermaid pose. So your right foot is forward and your left foot is back. Half fixed firm, so it's an ankle stretch on your left, good. Walk your hands back a little bit and stay there. This might already feel really intense and pretty good, but if you want a little bit more stretch, you can walk down to your forearms, keep your heart open, or you can walk all the way back to your back. Lay back, chest up and open. My left quadricep gets a nice stretch down here, and my left heel is near my hip. If you feel any striking pain in your knee, back out. Good. Trina's got a great quad stretch. The last flexibility challenge for those of you that have more flexibility in your hips today, you'll stamp your right foot in the ground and then tug your right leg back. Oh my God, that's a lot. It's really intense on your left quad, but it's beautifully restorative wherever you are. We've got about 5 deep breaths. Feel the sensation in the top of your left leg and the back of your right hip. Have a romantic, encouraging conversation with your body. That's what matters the most. We talk shit to ourselves all day long. We should all over ourselves, right? Should be doing this, you should have said this, you shouldn't have said this. But what's important is that we always come back to this encouraging, romantic conversation when we're here in this place. Wherever you are, make your way slowly down to your back. So swivel your legs to the right. Come down to your back. Figure 4 your right ankle over your left quad and pull your left leg up and back towards you. So my left leg is now in a hamstring stretch. I have the flexibility to grab my calf muscle, grab wherever you can, and then I want you to actively massage your left calf muscle. Like take the time to literally dig your fingers into the meaty part of your calf. It feels really delicious and it gets super tight. A lot of our calf tightness will cause shin splints, ankle pain, knee pain, and even hip pain. And once you feel like you've given yourself a good massage, grab a hold of as high as you can and pull back. It's okay if your tailbone lifts off the ground. Keep your right toes flexed in that figure 4 position. If it feels even better in your body, you can almost make it like a half plow where your legs come and pull back even further. My tailbone's a couple inches off the ground for that half plow variation, or you could keep it low, wherever you get the deepest sensation and stretch. rock and roll up a few times. If it feels good to rock your spine out, do it. Then meet me in a seated twist with your right leg bent, your left leg still long, same leg. Twist your left elbow over your thigh and look your chin towards your right shoulder. Breathe in. Big exhale, feel your vertebra twist like a double helix, spinning and sending energy up from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Now it's kind of a fun transition. You might want to peek and watch me do it first. I'm going to plant my right foot down, left hand rolls behind me, and I'll push up into like kind of a modified side plank and roll back down. I want you to do this a few times. Right heel down in your mat, left hand in the mat, push your hips up and roll back down. It's a really good piriformis stretch. Do it a few times, flow it in and out. You inhale up and exhale down. Taking your time to really feel the delicate places where you might be tight, especially if you're doing this when you first wake up. You might feel a little added sensation. And then we'll spin all the way around to downward facing dog. You might be at the back of your mat. Just take a few breaths in your down dog. Down dog's a beautiful inversion to send life force energy from your heart to your head. That's a big thing that we need this week, is focusing on the human kindness in each of us. We are a humankind, right? People that need to be kind to each other. There used to be a time, I remember back in the day, when people of different parties were able to actually sit in the same room and talk together and have intelligent conversations. Breathe in. Exhale, come back down to your knees in our second set of toe squat. If you want to shift forward and face the camera again, you can. It doesn't matter to me. Sit back into your toe squat. Second set, see if we can hold a little bit longer, more upright. And if it feels comfortable for you, because you've practiced this or your feet are more open today, work on fanning your toes out wider to open up the fascia, the webbing in your feet. There's 26 bones in your feet that directly relate to the 26 bones in your back. So the more open your feet can be, the more open and fluid you can walk through the day with good posture. Now feeling all that length through your heel and your toes, you're gonna feel a burning sensation. But pain isn't optional. We're gonna feel pain all the time. 50% of the nation's gonna feel pain on Tuesday. 50% of the world feels pain when, I don't know, the Patriots lose. Who knows? We feel pain all the time. But suffering is optional. So when we feel a loss of any way, are you able to always come back to this centered place where we're here now? At any point, you can tap out forward a little bit and come back in. Let's take 5 deep breath cycles. Focus on that pain, that sensation, and see it as transformation, not suffering or not something you have to finish or get through, but instead something that's healing and strengthening your body for the long run. Vitamin pills of vitality. Oh yeah. Doing okay over there? Charlie's having a little mental baby over there. All right, team, mermaid pose. Pat your feet out. Roll your knees left and your feet to the right. So your right foot now tucks behind you. Left foot is in a half pigeony. Then walk your hands back. Oh yeah. Open your hip. Maybe you go all the way back down. Your sides are different, so honor that. There might not be the same. That's okay. Grab your foot to the earth. That might feel good. Or pull your knee back. Breathe. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday about life's transitions. And it seems to me that no human goes through a life without pain. No human goes through a life without deep transitions and change that really, really mess them up. But I like to believe, from all that I am, that we don't always get what we want, but we get what we need. It's a choice I make in this life to live that way. I don't know if it's true. I It's a hamstring stretch. Flex your toes. Grab behind your right calf muscle and massage it with your hands. Give your calf some love, maybe behind your ankle. I like to roll my foot around. Wiggle your toes. Oh yeah. Flex your left toes to protect your knee. Your knee doesn't go side to side. Your knee only goes in the sagittal plane, front, back, flexion, and extension. So you gotta flex your toes to protect it. So if you feel this in your hip, your left butt, not your knee. Then if you took that hold grab and you tug your leg into a half plow, this is your time. So if we know that every human goes through pain and suffering, that's real. We know that every human experiences pain, but suffering's optional, I should say. Then we have to have a little bit of compassion. When I was making my theme for my class this week, I had watched Borat, which I highly recommend watching if you haven't yet. It's freaking hilarious and also very informative. Oh, 2 breaths. And one of the people he interviews and has to stay with for 5 days are people that actually believe that Hillary Clinton drinks the blood of children. And although that seems crazy to me, that is their true belief. That is their belief. That's what they live by. All right, roll up. Seated twist. Right arm high, breathe in. Bent left knee, twist to the back of your mat. And upon watching the movie, I started to realize that if there are people really in the world that truly believe that, then we have to respect belief, because belief, I think, is the most powerful religion there is. Not just belief in religion, but belief in anything. If I believe that I can fly, that's a real belief, right? If I believe that I can run a 5-minute mile, that's a real belief. If I believe that green juice will heal me, that's real belief. And I believe that thoughts become things, so they're very powerful. All right, counter twist. Remember that fun action. Right palm down, left foot pushes, lift up, and then twist over the left shoulder. You're just gonna do it a few times, like back and forth. Same thing you did before. You inhale up, and you exhale back and down. So knowing that everyone holds beliefs, I also know that each and every one of us came from a mother's womb. We were a child at one point, was loved or gave love. And so there is an essence in each of us that's the same. And in all of the times that we might lose, all the times you lose in life or have hatred or anger towards people, you have to remember that we are a humankind. And what we can do, because we share this time together, downward dog, is actually get to practice being kind. Being kind to yourself mentally here, it translates outside of your mat and into the world. So as you stretch in these final minutes we have together, keep being kind in the words that you say to yourself. Because you need to be your biggest fan. When the world asks you to use your heart and expand it, when you go outside of here, you have to be able to pull from a love that you've given yourself, so that you have kindness and compassion for all of the people that don't believe or think the same way you do, but are also a part of humankind. Breathe in. Exhale, child's pose. Untuck your toes. Let your head rest down and stretch your arms forward. Rock your forehead side to side. And as you rock your forehead side to side, I like to think of like a magic eraser on a whiteboard, just erasing thought by thought. The thoughts are going to come in and they're going to float out. Just let it erase as you rock your forehead, that 6th energy center. No matter what the world brings us, you've always got home in your heart. And the more you work and build this place, this beautiful the way down past my hip, but it's not a competition as to how far I can go. You go to the place where you feel the deepest stretch without tension in your knee. Squeeze your knees about hip width distance apart. Breathe in, push through your left forearm and then down in your right hand. You can even squeeze your right glute a little bit to get some more sensation. Breathe in, push, push. And then just gently switch on the other side. Grab your foot, push it down. Use your left elbow, like arc it up like a little grasshopper wing and push down through your palm to get more sensation. Take your arms forward and you're gonna roll into fetal pose on one side. Pick a side with your ear and your bicep, pull your knees up to your chest, and just rest one palm on the ground. We're gonna be here for about 30 seconds, so just breathe and find comfort. Your bicep is a pillow for your head and the other palm presses against the earth. So fetal pose is a place that every single human came from, every one of us. We all started in fetal position in a womb. And so this position to me is a uniting place. It reminds me that everyone came from that humble beginning. And throughout the course of their life, whatever they've been told or influenced by, there's still a heart in every person. There's still love in every person. With that kindness and compassion, breathe a few breaths here. I'll build compassion. I'll give as much love as I can. And when I can't, I'll take a breath and walk away. Everyone breathe in. Namaste. You have the power to not react or respond immediately. You have the power to take a few breaths like we've been doing in this class and just ground, know that you're okay where you're at. Your heart's beating, your lungs are breathing, it's gonna be okay. And then react from a place of as much love, being in service to love as you possibly can. Thank you guys for joining me, Turnley and Trina. Thank you for taking this time to reset with me today. It's so super critical. Carrie, Steve, Jenna, that reset is so important.